Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. To this episode, we're going to be talking about something very important, which is signs that your body might be living in survival mode. If you find yourself having to constantly worry, you go through a lot of stress, you undergo pressure at work, at family, then this video is for you. Make sure you watch to the end. So before we dive into the signs that could indicate that you are living in survival mode, let's first talk about what survival mode is. Survival mode is a state whereby your body and your mind is constantly operating in a flight, fight, or freeze mode. You either face a situation that feels threatening to you, or you ignore or you try to run away from situations that feels like danger is coming and all of that, or you don't even know how to react, like your body cannot even react in the midst of danger. While I understand that survival mode is very important in the midst of crisis, but what happens is that when we live too long in survival mode, it causes our body to shut down. It causes our mind to be hypervigilant. It causes us to constantly want to expect something evil, constantly expect that something bad is going to happen. Like you never enjoy the present moment. Sometimes many of us don't even know whether we are sad or we are happy, or you're just numbed, right? So the first sign that can indicate you're living in survival mode is you constantly feel exhaustion, like you constantly feel tired. I'm not talking about the tiredness that you feel when you've not had enough sleep. I'm not talking about the tiredness that you experience when you've had a long day at work or you've done something very stressful. I'm talking about the tiredness that there is no amount of sleep can fix it. The tiredness that you constantly have to go through, even when you try to rest, when you try to sleep, your brain is constantly working, is constantly looking out for something that needs to be done, is constantly telling you that, oh, there is a danger around you, is constantly looking for the next threat that, to inform you whether you need to run or you need to stay or you need to don't even know what to do, right? So I'm talking about that kind of tiredness. And this happens because there are certain hormones that are, that can sponsor these things. One of them is the stress hormone, like the cortisol. And one of them is when your body is constantly running on the adrenaline, like you constantly having to be on the hyper mode, like no rest mode. You know, right? So this is one of the ways that you need to look out for. If you find out that you constantly have to walk your way throughout the clock, even while you're sleeping, your brain is working, you don't know when to rest, you don't even enjoy your rest, right? You constantly feel tired, like you just don't know why you're tired. It could mean that your body is telling you that you've been living in survival mode for too long. The truth is that many of us, we've experienced certain moments that made us stay in survival mode, which we ought to have, come out of it, but some of us don't even know how to come out of it, and we've learned to stay in that mode, and in return, it's been affecting the way we show up. It's been affecting our emotions. It's been affecting us to be present in the moment. It's been affecting how we do things, how we show up in relationships and the like. So the second sign is hypervigilance. Like you constantly have to scan, like you're constantly scanning around you. Oh, what is the next thing that is happening around? What is the next danger, next threat that is something, like your brain is constantly telling you that you are not safe at all. You need to constantly look out for something evil, something bad that is about to happen. Like you can't even have your peace. Not because you don't want to have your peace, but there is a certain information your brain is constantly giving you, like it's something that somehow I know many of us cannot really explain, right? When you constantly have to worry, when you constantly have to live your life being hyper, like, it means you don't have your peace. It means you constantly want to expect the worst at all the time, right? So if you experience this, if this is what is going on around you, I would need you to please make sure that you try as much as you can to get help. So the third sign that your body might be telling you that you're living in survival mode is you struggle to make decision. I mean, the little decision, whether the big one or the small one, you struggle to make them. It's not like you don't want to make them, but it's a struggle. It's like your body or your brain is going through fatigue, going through stress. You don't know what and what to do. You don't even have long-term plans, not even short-term plans for the future, because your body is constantly like looking out for the worst thing that can happen. You don't even have time to explore your creativity. You don't have time to explore, the next plan for your life. So if you constantly have to go through all of that you find it difficult to make decision, you find it difficult to do the little things that should come naturally to you, like you're forgetful, you don't know how to handle some certain things because your brain is not, is on the hyper mode, is not looking for what you really want to see, is constantly looking for what it's used to, what it's familiar with. Then you need to watch out for this, and you need to begin to seek help, like I said earlier on, and find out what you can do to come out of all of this. So the fourth sign is you're emotionally numb, like emotional numbness. You're not happy, you're not sad, you're not excited, you're just there. I don't know if you've been in such, or you're going through such. Even as I'm talking, I experienced that sometimes. Like, I don't know whether I'm happy or I'm okay or I'm excited. I'm just there, right? While I understand that sometimes, your body wants to regulate. You're not happy, you're not sad, you're not. But it is very important that we are in touch with our emotions, that you can name whatever your body is going through at the moment. But if you find it difficult to even name your emotions, if you find it difficult to identify the emotions that are going through your body at the moment, then your body is constantly living in survival mode. Your body is definitely living in survival mode, because one thing that happens to us when we live too long in survival mode is that we are not in tune with our emotions. We just get things like, we don't even know how to react to things. We don't even know how to show up in a certain situation. Imagine when someone tried to surprise you, you're just there, you're like, okay, it's a state that we all need to fight our way through and make sure that we come out of it fully, because it is taking a toll on our mental health, our emotions, and our physical well-being, right? Especially as a woman, it's not allowing us to flourish, because one of the essence of being a feminine woman is you are in tune with your emotions. And by the way, I spoke about my journey to becoming the woman of my dreams in a feminine perspective. You might want to check it out. I'll link it here. Kindly check it out, and I believe it will help you more about this. When we live in survival mode, what our brain does is it blocks our emotions. It blocks how we react to things, especially, for example, maybe you're in a conversation, you don't even know how to flow along, you don't know how to converse, you cannot really relate to what the other person is trying to tell you, because even you as a person, you're not in tune with your emotions. You're finding it difficult to even get in touch with what is going on around you. You just notice that your brain is constantly working, and sometimes when they ask you what are you thinking, you're like, I don't even know. And sometimes you might list thousands of things like this, and you don't know which one in particular is currently overwhelming you. While I understand that somehow living in survival mode might make us, not get in tune with our emotions, which protect us from being overwhelmed. It's just for a short period of time. If we live too long in this mode, it can lead to loneliness, it can lead to isolation, and somehow, if you stay too long in those moments, it can also lead to depression, right? Finally, the last sign is that you are stuck, like you are in a reactive mode. If you ever find yourself that you constantly have to react to challenges as they come, you have to solve all the problems as they are coming your way, then your body is living in survival mode. Because sometimes we might not get answers to some things. Sometimes you don't have to solve any problem. Sometimes you just have to allow things play out because you have to let go of control, right? Sometimes all that we need is to let go of control. All that we need is to get in touch, get in tune with our emotions. Sometimes all that we need is to learn to live in the present and also plan for the future, but most importantly, enjoy the present moment. So now that you've gone through the signs, how can you come out of it? How can you move out of survival mode? I need you to first understand that the first step to coming out of survival mode is that you need to become aware of what is going on in your body. You need to become aware of what is going on in your mind. Ask yourself some questions. Do I constantly have to worry to control things? Do I constantly have to want to react to things as they come? You want to solve everything instantly? Do I constantly look out for the next threat and danger that could happen, right? Do I find it difficult to take a good rest? Do I find it difficult to, name my emotions? If all of your answers are these, or they might not be all of that, then it's the beginning of you coming out of survival mode. Because when you recognize something, I believe that the moment you realize it, that is the first step in you coming out of it. So what I need you to do is that I need you to start with small, simple steps. Start with small, simple steps. You can start with self-care routine, take care of yourself. You can start with setting healthy boundaries. There are certain things that you might not need to react to. There are certain things that you might not necessarily have to control. Let go of the control. There are certain things that you just have to be less reactive. Even when you know that, you have to intentionally tell yourself that the world would not crumble if I don't do this right now. If you need to rest, please rest. If you need to take some moment to yourself, maybe like journaling, like do something that would make you feel good. Do something that would take your mind off the problems of life. Please do them. And I believe that as you practice these things, it's a process, because it's not a day thing. Firstly, you have to also understand that your body didn't just come to survival mode. Your brain didn't wire you to be in survival mode in a day. It was accumulations of different events that had happened in the past, or that are still even happening presently. So you have to create boundaries, set boundaries for your peace, set boundaries for the things you can control. The things you can't control, let them out of the window, right? So by you doing this, you are one step to coming out of being in survival mode. So I need you to remember that you don't have to do all of that by yourself. I'm here. If you need my help, please don't hesitate to send message. It's okay to ask for help sometimes, and that is one of the ways you're coming out of survival mode. You don't have to do everything yourself, right? So I need you to remember once again that you deserve to live in peace. You deserve to have a good rest, not living in constant survival mode. So that's it for today, guys, and thank you so much for watching to this point. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and if you have someone around you that you know that they need to be aware of this, please don't hesitate to share this with them. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and yes, till I come your way again, keep smiling and stay blessed. Bye.